Hello, YouTube. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. Liverpool 2023 is within reach, but before that point, we have some songs to review. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. We have an incredibly long podcast. It's 47 minutes. It goes out every week over at escinsight.com, where we, over 7 weeks, are reviewing all the songs of the Eurovision Song Contest. But we don't want to leave you out. We want to do a little bit of an experiment. So we thought we'd bring the highlights of each song and put them up here on YouTube. So that's what we have here. One song, one review. We're heading to Spain.
I think the song is gorgeous. The performance is gorgeous. It's updating flamenco with a little bit of an electronic edge. But then I went and I read the lyrics and I was kind of really disappointed because it's a song from a mother to her son, and about her love for him being so... She has such love for him that she wants to die and be put in the moon so she can continue to watch out for him on Earth. And I'm disappointed because the song was originally giving a lot of witchy girl power energy to me. So to have it be something that's kind of more traditional and focused on more traditional gender roles, it takes away a little bit of the magic.
Yeah, I actually had that, like your original thinking, that it is a female empowerment. So that's a little bit different take on that. I'm stunned actually. Look, I have an affinity with Spanish Euro fans as a UK fan, in that we are numerous, we are vocal, and we know the sharp end of disappointment at Eurovision. I feel Spanish entries, especially when they are very Spanish, have been overlooked over the years, since the 90s and 2000s especially. I think if you go back, and there's Bandido and maybe Eaea, who they're successes. And last year was a bit of a breakthrough with Chanel and Slow Mo, but those successes have all got pop sort of infused in them. And Eaea is full-blown, as you said, full-blown flamenco, new flamenco, but it's not very pop sounding to the wider European ear, and it's quite harsh sounding. And I worry that Spain doing Spain might hurt its chances a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, I see your point on that one. And it's such a contrast this year with Portugal, because in my Eurovision cliche head, Portugal is always the one that sends the big, this is for Portugal, we don't care what anybody else thinks, we've sent something that represents us. Portugal this year has kind of done that, but Mimica is just a little ball of adrenaline and fun. We will come to that in a later Jukebox story, so I shall keep my powder dry a little bit on that one. But Spain, it's very wrought, it's very serious. Any other year at Jukebox Jury would have said it looks a bit po-faced, but that is just inviting trouble this year. And what I am going to do is I'm going to bring up my, Eurovision cliche bingo from you, and here we go. It's a great song. I'm not sure it's a competitive song.
Going off what both of you have said, I would see that there are some issues with it. I'm thinking here of Poland a couple years ago, when they sent Tulia with their white voice entry. Again, a song I absolutely loved, but for the Saturday night viewer, it was something that just didn't connect.
I mean, it's always a curious cliche for me, because this has went through a national final. It has proven to be a competitive song in Spain. It won the televote. It won the jury vote. It was second in the demoscopic. A song in a Spanish national final, which is very Spanish by doing new flamenco, connects much more than what it might connect to someone listening in Dusseldorf. Spain has had this lovely new dawn, much like the United Kingdom has through Chanel and Slow Mo. And they've went, we're Spain! And they've sent something that is very different. And it's like the difficult second album, and I worry that this is going to just... That enthusiasm that the Spanish media, the Spanish record industry has suddenly found, I hope this hasn't been sacrificed because of whatever drove this to victory.
Yeah, I think it is very much Spanish fans voting. I mean, there is obviously different votes. Like you said, there's a demoscopic vote and there was a jury vote. And I think this is why they have that international jury element to Benidorm Fest, where this song was selected, just to maybe temper some of that, I don't know, Spanish pride, which is exactly what was driving this song. I'm not Spanish, and I'm proud of it. It got me. For all these reasons that I'm saying that I worry for it. It's because it's my second place. I absolutely adore this song, and I like the harshness of it. And Paloma, she's got bags of character. She can sing incredibly well, on cue, just absolutely, just out of the blue, just sing flawlessly. I take your point there, dude, about the song themes. I thought it was more female ancestry and the power behind that. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to stick with that's what I get from the song, because that's the positive that I take from that. But I worry about the vote and how this is going to translate into votes, as you say, on a Saturday night.
Having said that, though, I think the one thing that does come across is the authenticity. This act is authentic through and through, with her voice, with her performance, and we don't see that with some of the other acts this year. And if you look at who's been winning Eurovision the past 2 years, it's these acts that have something special about them, something different about them. So I think her chances could be better because this is going to be unlike anything else you see on the stage Saturday.
And one of the advantages of being a Big Five on Saturday is everybody going through the semi-finals is going through 100% televote. Once you get to the grand final, you're 50% jury, 50% televote. So you can make up a huge amount of your score just by targeting the juries and letting the televote votes land wherever they land. I think this is a good strategy for Spain to look at, which is push to the juries, take the choreography, which is absolutely stunning, and push the fact that Matt and Dude and myself have probably taken 3 different interpretations of this song, and that's art, and that's wonderful. So I think that there is something there, because there's going to be this bias towards television-friendly songs coming at the semi-final. There's going to be fewer of these massive artistic moments when we get to the final. Whether that's good for the Eurovision Song Contest or not is a discussion for another time. But I think it does give Spain a little bit of an advantage in that one. And I think that is enough for me to push that up into a maybe on this one. Notwithstanding that I think it will struggle to connect with televoters on a Europe-wide scale, I think it can connect with the juries who are just going to just take an extra beat and realize everything else that's going on here. So for me, it is a maybe.
I'd say it would be, personally, for the performance, it's a hit. On the night, a maybe.
Yeah, I think, what would I say? Personally, it's clearly a hit. Do I think it will be a hit? I'm going to go with hit, because I think it deserves it. So let's go with that for sure.
It's in your second spot, Matt.
Yeah, well, exactly. It has to be. It has to be a hit.
It's got to be there. We can give that. And it's okay, because do you remember that guide of what exactly hit, miss, and maybe means? No, you don't, because we don't have one. The guide is, what do you think? We've left this deliberately vague. It's almost like you're here for the discussion and not the final rating that goes up on Metacritic. There we go. 2 maybes and a hit there for Spain. So there we go. That's our review of Spain. You can listen to that as part of the full Jukebox Jury podcast by searching for ESC Insight or heading over to our main website, escinsight.com. More individual song reviews here on YouTube. The full podcast taking you all the way through all the excitement. Liverpool 2023, you'll find, as I said, back at our website. But of course, you can also search for us in your favourite podcast app or directory. Ta-ra for now. Here's our guitars to take us to the end. You've been listening to the highlights of Jukebox Jury as we preview the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. Find out more and listen to our podcast, www.escinsight.com.